Hey everybody, this is Aaron Shell. I'm going to be doing some M14 release drafts. So I've decided to do the Swiss draft just so I'll be able to play all the rounds and actually post all the rounds because a lot of the times when I play, I'll win like the first and the second round and just lose in the third, or I'll just win the first round and lose the second. So I don't get all the chance to record everything. And it looks like we're just going to launch right away. That was a quick launch. And hopefully we open a sweet rare. Well, we definitely got some interesting things. There's always a choice of going sliver, but I don't think that we really want to do that at the moment. It is a 1/1 flyer. I don't think anything else is really calling us in a direction besides the Warden of Evo's Isle. This thing can just let you power out a ton of flyers. Just a very good solid card in the white blue flyers deck, and there's nothing else that really drags me in a direction as far as I can see. Molten Birth is bad. Bubbling Cauldron's okay in the sack outlet, but I'm not in the sack outlet deck, but I'm not seeing what we get when it comes around. There is a Quag Sickness and a Ring Flesh as possible removal spells, but they're nothing I really want to first pick. So I think we just take Warden of Evo's Isle here. Yeah. And see what comes our way the next time. Okay, we have a trading post, which I'm not as sure I want. Well, I think the next best card is Master of Diversion. It's just another way to tap down their creatures to let us get through damage. I mean, trading post is a card, but it's not as good as most people think it is in limited. I played it in M13 and it wasn't very good. Granted, it may be good in this format, I just don't think it is. When in doubt, go with the evasion creature. Hopefully we wheel a Time Ebb or an Armored Cancrix just as a body. Dawnstrike Paladin, I'd have no idea how good it is, but we would much rather go on the flyers slash evasive creatures route. So we're just going to take that. But then we get past the Volcanic Geyser, which I think is a very good card. And now we're seeing a lot of red-green. Hunt for the Weak, Giant Spider, Elvish Mystic, Dragon Egg, and Volcanic Geyser. This is pretty... this definitely is a signal in my opinion. It could be the packs that way, but who's getting like a third pick Volcanic Geyser? See, I think we may just put a hold on our blue-white flyers for now, just because we're not seeing anything in this pack that's good for it. Like Pay No Heed, Coral Merfolk, and Hive Stirrings are not things that make us want to play that. Volcanic Geyser is probably the most powerful card in the pack, so I'm just going to take that and see where the next few picks are going to take us. Okay. But then we get a few... This pack is just really bad. We have an Elvish Mystic here, which is a very good card, but we don't have much else. A Seacoast Drake, if we want to hedge towards the blue-white flyers, again, it would be this pick. But if we want to abandon this and go towards what we're being passed, which is an Elvish Mystic, we would probably take the Elvish Mystic here. I feel like this is going to be part of the choice here. I'm sorry, I'm stammering. I'm going to cut that out. This is going to be a big part of the choice of which direction our deck goes. I'm going to take the Elvish Mystic because we just haven't seen any cards for our blue-white flyer. Then we get past the Warden and a Scroll Thief and a Messenger Drake, but we didn't really lose out on much. So it must be that the packs were just weird, because now we're getting stuff for our deck. So I guess we just assume that the last few packs were just random and that weren't actually signaling us, and take the Warden. I still think it's the most powerful card here. It just gives us, lets us power out a lot of our threats if we, hopefully when we open them, and hopefully we can splash red maybe, or somewhere along those lines. We're not, the only thing I want to commit to right now is blue, because blue, we have a very powerful cards in blue. So we're just going to take that. And another Elvish Mystic. Apparently no one wants to play that. We have a Frost Breath as a tempo play, or a Mark of the Vampire. I remember how good this card was in M13. This card is bonkers, and I would play it even off the splash, so we may just grab it, but I think we can get one later. But I don't think we're missing out on anything. I would rather just take the mark here, even if we could get one later, just to splash. And look, we have all 5 colors. Just the flyer here, I think. Yeah, just the flyer. Train Condor is what we're going to take here. We're actually getting some of our flyers, so that's a good sign. Here's our original pack back. I mean, we can take Ring Flesh as a combat trick if we go like Esper and then just splash black or something. I don't think Divine Favor is what we want to be doing. Bubbling Cauldron's not what we want to be doing either. Let's do our cross sort really quickly. I don't think we're playing that. So we don't have any 2-drops, so that's an argument to take Coral Merfolk. So I'm going to do that. And then I think this is much better than that, so we're just going to pick that up. I guess another 2-drop. We may have to play them, even if we don't want to. This is interesting. I've never played it. It seems okay. It stops things pretty well. Tutor. You can have the staff. Maybe someone will play it. So looking at our deck so far, we do have a reasonable shell. We have some aggression, and then we got some interesting stuff. Path of Bravery. I think that's really a build around me card. And we just don't want to be playing life gain right now. We do have Mark of the Vampire to go with Angelic Accord and Path of Bravery, but we don't have any of the other cards for it. So I think we just take Opportunity and hope to wheel Divination, Griffin Sentinel, or Angelic Wall. Opportunity's just so good. You draw 4 cards. What else can you say about it? It's really good. So we're going to just pick up Opportunity here. It's the best card in the pack. I have not gotten to play with this before, but we already have a Mark of the Vampire, which is kind of similar. So we're just going to take Opportunity. It is the opportunity to take it. And now we have pretty much a blank. There's like nothing in here for us. We could take the Shimmering Grotto and to help us splash our cards, which is definitely an option. We don't want to take any of these cards. We could do a Flames and maybe try to really be a red splash instead of a black splash. These packs have just been really weird. This is a tough one. This is a flying creature, which does work with our Warden of Evos Isle. But it is double black, and I don't want to be playing that. I feel like we should take mana fixing here, because right now we're running around like a chicken with its head cut off. We don't know what we're doing. We're hoping to be blue-white flyers / evasive creatures, but we're not getting the cards for it, so we're going to have to splash something most likely, so this will just help us do that. See, once again, we haven't gotten anything good. We can pick up our second Geyser, which is probably what I'm going to pick here, so we're probably not splashing that. But Volcanic Geyser is just a great card, and if we can pick up some more Shimmering Grottos, or we could probably splash it. At this point, I'm just hoping that we get a lot more mana fixing, because we're not seeing anything for us. If we take a Divination here, our 3 drops already full. Our Chaomancer, we don't really have that many instants or sorceries yet. If it comes back on the wheel, we'll take it. Vial of Poison's a really crappy removal spell, so I'd rather take Volcanic Geyser over it. This pack once again is just really crappy for us. Like, I guess we take a flyer. There's like two slivers here, so if anyone's going slivers, they'll be pretty happy. We should have done that. Dang it. Open the rare sliver. No, don't even take it. We just don't want it. I think we just take the flyer here. Shiv's Embrace is good, but I don't think that's what we want to be doing, especially since we just want to splash these cards. And we need 2 drops. Uh, what? There's nothing in here really for us again. The Show of Valor as a combat trick, which will be really easy to pick up again. I guess just another Shimmering Grotto. Crouching Waste, Time Ebb, Merfolk Spy. It's between Shock and Time Ebb for me. Apparently red's open and we're just dirtling like a pro. Pro dirtle. If we take out white, what are we losing? Not that much. We only have 11 playables, so 9 playables, so we need to pick up like 14 playables by the end of pack 3. It's unfortunate. Dismiss into Dream. We don't have anything that targets, really. Each creature your opponent controls is an illusion. And this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, sack it. I mean, it's not really a board wipe. I don't know what we take here. Let's take the combat trick. It's most likely what we're going to play. Sure, Dragon Hatchling. Now we're getting weird stuff. I may not even post this, like, I am just so confused by this right now. I mean, we can be like the wall deck or something. At least we get a good rare in our color. Domestication is very powerful. And then hopefully we'll wheel the Sea Skite. Well, that seems unlikely. The rest of this pack is pretty bad. I'll just take our rare. Be happy about it. Our first stroke of luck. Yeah! Hopefully it comes together this pack. Planar Cleansing is definitely a thing, but I think we take Air Servant here. We just need ways to end the game. Because we're just dirtling right now is what we're really doing. So I still think the plan is white, blue, flyer, splashing either red or black. But Air Servant's definitely a pickup we needed. Planar Cleansing or Pacifism would have been really nice, but unfortunately packs don't stack that way, and you just get frustrated. But this is the way the cookie crumbles, so that's what we're going to do. Not going to play Fortify, most likely. The only thing I don't like about Shimmering Grotto is the fact that you're down a mana if you use it to make any color. That's one thing I don't like about it. Well, we pick up a Serra Angel, which we really, really needed. So our deck is actually coming together a lot better than I thought it would. Yeah, I guess we just slam the Serra Angel and be glad we got some of the flyers we really were looking for. It could be that someone else is trying to do our strategy and was cutting us from the other direction. So that's why our pack 2 was just so confused, because they were cutting all the cards from us. And now we're going to put them in the same position because we're going to take all their cards, and they're going to be really frustrated too. But they should be more frustrated than us because we got pack 1 of stuff and pack 3 of stuff while they only got pack 2. What is this? Defender. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, lose the defender and gains trample. So it just becomes a 7/7 beat stick. And I guess that's the way to end the game. I don't think we'll play it. I mean, I think sensory deprivation is the way we're going to go here. It's just like a removal spell while you beat them with flyers. So I'd much rather take that than Guardian of the Ages. Pseudo removal spell, that is. We're going to take that. We're not going to play Soulmender. Barrage of Expendables. Well, I guess the obvious choice is another opportunity here, but what is that? Deals damage to a creature or player? That's interesting. Though not exactly what we want to do. I guess this set really seems to be bent around like the Sack Outlet deck, because you got this, you got Bear and Vampire or whatever, you got Active Trees, and so I guess they really pushed that Sack Outlet as a deck, so... we could go for another sensory deprivation here. I don't think we need it as much. Counter Magic's always good. What enchantments do we have? We have just a sensory deprivation and a Mark of the Vampire and Domestication. That seems like good enough for me to take Oromancer, because we could get Domestication back, potentially, or sensory deprivation. And we're basically, it's between a cancel, a sensory, and an Oromancer, and I just think Oromancer is more... We have such good enchantments that we won't mind if we get some of them back. Trained Condor seems to be what we want to do here. Trained Condor attacks, target creature you control gains flying until end of turn. Yep. But everything we have really has flying right now. Illusionary Armor is another way to end the game. When in doubt, just take the flyer, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Disperse here. I like having a trick like this. Another sensory deprivation. We may play both of them. So this pack was much better. We actually got pretty much everything we needed. So I will actually post this video. So I guess someone was just cutting us. So that's a little frustrating that that happened, but you know, crap happens and you got to deal with it. We don't want a third, but we do want to cancel. That's just a way to deal with random things. So many duresses. And another cancel, sure, whatever. I don't think we actually play this Dragon Hatchling, but we do need some 2-drops. So I think we play 2 Coral Moorfolk and our Drake as our 2-drops. We're definitely playing Shock, I think. But I don't think we play Mark of the Vampire. Although that is very tempting, because we do have 2 Shimmering Grottos. Okay, here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Shock. Geyser. Maybe Mark of the Vampire. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Angelic Wall. Oromancer. Okay, there we go. This is what our deck would look like, most likely. Oromancer, I guess, it just isn't good enough. Because the creatures with sensory deprivation on most likely will not die, so what's the point of getting it back? It is interesting that with our Warden of Evotile, Wall of Swords is very cheap. Okay, I think this is the build I'm going to go with. Volcanic Geyser, it's just so hard to splash double red for these. They do give us a lot of endgame, and they let us take care of a lot of things. It's just so hard to splash because of the double. And so even if we have 1 mountain and our 2 Shimmering Grottos, we're like never going to cast them. So I really gave up on that dream. So instead, But our Shimmering Grottos allow us to splash a lot of cards that we wouldn't otherwise. Like, we can play a Mark of the Vampire and a Shock and still be fine. Okay, this is the list I'm going with. So we've got 6, 7, 8 creatures with flying, which is not bad. We can finish the game out with Air Servant and Sarah Angel, and we'll draw a ton of cards with opportunity. We are very light on removal, however. We only have sensory deprivations, shock, um, cancel if it already has hit the board, and a domestication as our answers. But we should be able to draw into them with opportunity. And we have Angelic Wall and Dawnstrike Paladin to really hold off on the ground. It's definitely a twist for me if we should play Wall of Swords or Dawnstrike Paladin here, because this has the additional point of toughness and power, and we don't really want to attack. We want to hit in the air with our flyers, but the idea of a trained Condor giving Dawnstrike Paladin flying when it attacks is very enticing to me. For sideboard plans, we'll probably sideboard into our Volcanic Geysers if we need them, just as more removal, but this is the list I'm going with. It's not as powerful as I was hoping, but we will see how we do in the matches.